There's no I in team, and there's no I in John Evans, but he's on the phone.
But he has two eyes.
John, you there?
Yeah, unlike Nick Bosa, my core is rock solid, you guys.
Oh, good. You're doing your
No tears. No tears to report.
Yeah.
Tears in his core.
Did you stay up all 5 hours for that game?
I actually did.
Oh.
It's my job. It's my job to know.
A lot of people are saying it's one of the best playoff games since, who was that? The Mets and the Astros and Mike Scott way back.
Oh, yeah. It's 86.
86, yeah.
Mets, Astros.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That was a pretty good game.
It was a great game and kind of heartbreaking in a way because, the Brewers were really the surprise team, and they're the team I'm pulling for. And they were even, shocking that they're even in the Final Four of the National League. And the game did end late last night or early this morning, however you want to look at it, and I was watching the game. And it finally ended at 2:28 Eastern Standard Time, after the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, after Late Night with Seth Meyers, and even after that weird show that Carson Daly films in his treehouse.
Yeah, what the hell's the name of that? Yeah.
But the Dodgers emerged victorious in the bottom of the 13th inning. The game was 5 hours and 20 minutes long. And I love baseball, but this game was longer than all of the Lord of the Rings movies combined.
Wow.
I mean, I've had marriages that were over quicker than last night's game. That is true. And it's an interesting series to begin with because the main factor is money. It's the haves and the have-nots. The Dodgers' payroll is third overall at $199 million. And the small-time Milwaukee Brewers have a $109 million payroll, which ranks 22nd in the league. So how did they ever get here? I mean, this is like the Jeffersons versus Sanford and Son. And last night, the Brewers made the Brewers say, or the Dodgers made the Brewers say, Elizabeth, this is the big one. Because Cody Bellinger singled home Manny Machado in the bottom of the 13th inning. And the worst part of this, I felt, is that Machado was only on second base because of a wild pitch, which is a killer. Always, when you give a man 90 feet, it's a killer. And it's a heartbreaking loss for the Brewers, and despite the series being tied now 2-2, because you wonder now, psychologically, this will have a devastating effect on Milwaukee. They had a chance to go up 3-1 in the series, and instead the series is tied. When I look at it, it's like sort of like setting up a bunch of dominoes for 5 hours and 20 minutes, and then having it all get knocked over because you forgot to turn off your Roomba. Now, in the other series, the American League, last night the Red Sox beat the defending champion Houston Astros 8-2 to take a 2-1 lead in their championship series. Now, the Red Sox had the best record in baseball this year with 108 wins and 54 losses. And then they stomped the Yankees like a narc at a Black Sabbath concert. And now they have to be considered the favorite to win it all. I mean, the winner of this series probably is that, but last night they regained home field advantage in dominant fashion, capped off by a grand slam by Jackie Bradley Jr., outfielder. The series hasn't been without controversy. During Game 2, a video emerged of a Red Sox pitcher, Matt Barnes, repeatedly grabbing the inside of his left forearm between pitches. Are we aware of this, you guys?
Yeah, the pine tar?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, his arm appeared to be shiny and glistening from pine tar, but I mean, it actually looked like he just got done with an 8-hour shift inseminating racehorses. Now, the speculation is that his arm was covered with pine tar or some banned substance that is known to increase spin velocity. Now, the average fans took to Twitter posting videos of their findings, specifically this guy's arm. And I love it how highly trained baseball analysts don't notice this, but some guy in his basement, fueled by old Milwaukee and bugles, was able to. Now it's funny because the Astros took notice and are now under investigation for putting a guy with a cell phone camera in the photography pit to film up close the Red Sox pitchers.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I didn't quite understand how he got there. They said he was in the dugout?
He was in the photography pit where the photographers are, and he was an actual employee of the Houston Astros, which is a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
But really, to me, this is like a great big non-story. I mean, it's been speculated that the majority of pitchers in baseball go to the mound with some type of banned substance on their person, be it sunscreen or pine tar or Vaseline. Even noted baseball expert and guy who's never kissed a woman, both are only, said pretty much the same thing. He noted that we're going down a slippery slope here, stopping the game and checking every pitcher's glove and uniform. I mean, because there's no dignified way to do it. I mean, to monitor the situation. I mean, what next? Are you going to put a couple of TSA agents on either side of the mound? They can do a pat-down in between innings. Or better yet, just have the pitcher throw from one of those giant airport X-ray machines. Yeah, why not? Now, believe it or not, there's one story that does not pertain to the Major League Baseball playoffs, and that is the Angels managerial job. Los Angeles Angels manager Mike Scioscia announced his retirement at the end of 2018 after managing the Angels for 19 years. And his retirement leaves a big vacancy because he's been such a big part of that team. Now, it recently came out that during the process of hiring a new manager, the Angels will ask potential candidates to take a 2-hour written test.
Wow.
So I guess, bring your resume and a number 2 pencil.
Yeah.
What are they testing on?
Well, the approach seems very high school, and nobody really knows what questions are going to be on the test. But I assume it'll be along the lines of, can you convince Mike Trout not to leave in free agency? Yeah, that's probably one. That's probably 1 and 1A. Do you solemnly swear not to pitch Shohei Ohtani more than 6 innings once his elbow is healed clearly enough to do so? Or how about this? If you go through 1.5 cans of Copenhagen in a game and you're beginning a 10-game homestand with 5 cans of Copenhagen, what inning of what game will you have to send the clubhouse man to 7-Eleven to buy more Copenhagen?
The old story problem.
I mean, geez, Angels, what did you forget your Craigslist password? Or are you not on LinkedIn? I mean, something tells me if you would have asked Billy Martin to do a 2-hour written test, he would have completed the test in 4 seconds, and then just be 2 words on the page, and they'd begin with F and U.
Yeah.
Or Y.
And that is my baseball report.
Thank you, John Evans.
John, I have to assume it may be social media related,
You
this
think?
written test. Have you?
I think it's analytics. It's going to be what would you do in this situation? How many innings? Yeah, it's because everything is going so analytic now that I think it's going to be what's your quote unquote philosophy of managing? How would you use players?
So it's an essay test. It's not even multiple choice.
So, Josh, you thought it was going to be like, what have you ever tweeted?
Yeah, I think we're going to get
Have
to
you
a
ever
point.
told a dirty joke?
Right.
What's the history of your
I
love
think
life?
that's-
What parties did you go to in high school? Who was there?
I mean, I think we could see that with some athletes getting in trouble recently here that eventually managers and owners will look deep into that stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think you're right. Well, John, a great pleasure as always. You got a lot of baseball to watch in the next.
Oh yeah,
week.
yeah, I'm excited about
Now,
it.
are you gonna? So you want to give us a prediction right now? What's going to happen here?
I really that Milwaukee Dodgers series is literally a coin toss. I mean, I thought that I thought if Milwaukee won that game, it would be all over but the shouting, as we used to say in Oklahoma. But I think the Red Sox are going to win the American League, and I really think I think that could be a backbreaker for the Brewers last night. I think the Dodgers might, because Kershaw's going to pitch again in that series. So I like the Dodgers and the Red Sox.
Okay.
Classic,
but that perpetuates the giant media conspiracy, because I would guess that's what Red Sox Dodgers would make a bigger World Series than Astros Brewers. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But, the thing that I like is that, well, I don't like it, but if the Brewers get in, and all of these small market teams that only have $100 million payroll will be able to point to the Brewers and say, well, the Brewers did it with $109 million.
Right.
How come you can't? So it's kind of an anomaly. I mean, it really is. I mean, if the Red Sox have the number one payroll with $228 million, it makes sense if the Dodgers play them at $199 million.
Right.
So I mean, these are the teams that probably should be there based on what they're paying these guys.
You mentioned the name Machado.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Doesn't that sound like something at Taco Bell?
Or at Starbucks. I'll have a Machado with whip.
If you're going to get the Machado, you want the Supreme. The Machado.
Yeah,
Supreme.
The Machado's a free.
The double stuffed Machado.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like are you man enough to eat the Machado? Also for ladies, the Machado.
Hey, let's worry about this when the Yankees sign him in free agency.
There you go.
Thank you, John. Always funny.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, John.
Comedian John Evans. Man, he loves baseball. He watches every minute of it. That was a long siege last evening.